Hello students, today I am delivered the lecture about the pull up to pull down ratio of the NMOS and PMOS, basically NMOS transistors. So in this case, pull up to pull down ratio for the NMOS, basically Z is equal to ZPU upon ZPD, means pull up upon pull down. ZPU is the length of the width, length to width ratio of the load transistor, and ZPD is the length to width ratio of the driver transistor, basically. So in this case, when we talk about the determination of the pull up to pull down ratio for a depletion load NMOS inverter driven by the another NMOS inverter. So in this diagram I will show here, one is pull up transistor, second one is pull down transistor, and the gate connection of the first transistor is connected to the input of the transistor of the NMOS transistor at the gate of the NMOS transistor, and the PMOS transistor is directly connected to output of the load, output of the, when we get the output of this shorted and we get the output from this, and we provide the input at the driver transistor of the first one, that is basically our NMOS inverter. So for the consideration of the depletion mode NMOS transistor, gate to source voltage is nearly equal to 0, and further assume that in the order of cascading inverters without degradation of levels, we are aiming to meet the requirement. V input voltage equal to V out, that is basically the V input inverter voltage. So for the calculations, first the equal margin around the inverter's threshold, V input is equal to 0.5 VDD, and this point both transistors are in saturation. So VDS is greater than VGS minus V threshold voltage, then when we put the values 0.5 VDD is greater than 0.5 VDD minus V threshold voltage of N transistor. And the previous one, in the condition of the saturation region, when we put the equation, in the equation ID load, first one is load transistor, second one is driver transistor. So we have put the different voltage values according to that. First, for the condition where drain condition is saturation region, where the beta by 2 VGS minus V threshold voltage ka whole square. So in this case, basically when we put the voltage gate to source voltage nearly equal to 0, then we have get the equation value ID load is equal to Kn load divided by 2 V threshold voltage is equal to whole square. So ID load is equal to, when we put the values of Kn, that is mu n Ux W by L, where we talk about the value for the pull up transistor, that is denoted by WPU upon LPU, that is the pull up transistor. These are the values for pull up transistors. So second one, when we talk about the driver transistor, then put the values in the equation of the driver transistor, that is ID driver is equal to mu n Ux WPD upon LPD, and we talk about the input values, that is basically VGS minus VT, that is V input minus V threshold voltage of driver transistor whole square upon 2. So basically here the gate to source voltage is the inverter voltage, but in the previous load transistor VGS is equal to 0. So we have put the values in this, VGS is equal to 0, but in this case at the driver transistor we have put the VGS value is equal to V inverter voltage. At the basically equal margins, both the drain current of these transistor, load transistor and driver transistor are nearly equal to 0. So according to that we have equated. So according to that, when we equate these two type of equations at the load and driver transistor, we have put the equated. So WPD upon LPD, V inverter minus V threshold voltage whole square is equal to WPU upon LPU, V threshold voltage of load whole square. When we equate it for the both the transistors, we have get the values WPD upon LPD, V inverter means whole square, WPD by LPD is equal to V threshold voltage whole square. We have equated, put the values ZPD is equal to LPD upon WPD, ZPU LPU upon WPU. Then 1 upon ZPD V inverter minus V threshold voltage whole square upon 1 upon ZPU V threshold voltage load ka whole square. When we equate it, then we have finally grant the values V input minus V threshold voltage is equal to minus VT load upon under root ZPU upon ZPD. When we equate it, Z inverter is equal to V driver transistor minus VT load upon under root ZPU upon ZPD. So in this case we have talk about this the transistor is in saturation region, cutoff region, or in basically linear region. So these are the standard values. When we, for the typical transistors, we have calculated all these values and put in this particular formula. So V2 driver transistor, that is nearly in saturation region 0.2 VDD. V threshold voltage of load, that is minus 0.6 VDD. V inverter voltage, that is basically the changing point where the inverter is situated position in the in the sharp way from low to high, how to low conditions, that is threshold voltage, that is nearly equal to V input is equal to V out is equal to threshold voltage, that is nearly equal to half point of the full value of VDD supply. So that is basically V equal to 0.5 VDD. When we put all these values in the particular formula, then we have find out the value of ZP upon ZP is equal to 4/1 in this case. So these are the ratio for the Z pull up transistor upon pull down transistor, that is equal to 4/1. So in the next case where we have calculated the values for the beta n by beta p ratio for the CMOS inverter. So for the case of CMOS inverter, current voltage relationship, we have equate the values in the both cases. For equating the values, put up the all values. So in this equation I will show here ID is equal to Kn W by L VGS minus VT into VDS minus half VDS square, that is in saturation mode condition equation of drain current in resistive region, and in saturation region basically ID is equal to Kn W by L VGS minus VT whole square by 2 in saturation mode. So K is equal to E naught mu by D, and we solve it according to that. Beta is equal to, in a short way, K W by L. So we have put the values in saturation equation condition, that is equal to beta by 2 VGS minus VT whole square in saturation mode. Beta n is equal to basically the in, that is basically the transmission parameters, E input, E silence not Vn mu n, that is basically D is the depletion constant here, and mu is the parameter constant here. So W by and W by LP, all these values of beta and beta p, full values of equation according to the formula, and W by and W is the length of PMOS transistor and NMOS transistor, put all these values according to that. So in this region, in the shows is the graph with the different type of upper peak value and lower according to current and voltage values according to input voltage values. So in this region, basically in the 3 region, which shows the inverter exhibits the gain, and in which both transistors are in saturation region. So current in each device must be same since the transistors are in series. So drain current of basically P transistor is equal to minus drain current of N transistor. We have put the values. Drain current of P transistor is equal to beta by of P transistor divided by 2 V input minus VDD minus V threshold voltage whole square, and drain current for N transistor beta by 2 V input minus V threshold voltage whole square. So where we have put the all values and equate in respect to V input voltage, beta n is equal to beta P, Vt is equal to minus VTP, V input 0.5 VDD, V input V out is equal to 0.5 VDD in a particular critical ways, when V input is equal to Vt is equal to threshold voltage of V out in a particular manner, when it is continuously increasing the input voltage, and put all the values and solve it according to that, then we have get the ratio beta n by beta p is equal to V input minus VDD minus V threshold voltage whole square upon V input minus V threshold voltage whole square divided by it. So when we put the standard values beta n of beta p in previous values of mu n, mu p, t in terms of epsilon mod, epsilon r, we have put the values of beta and beta p in this formula, then finally we have get the Zp upon Zp pull up ratio upon pull down ratio, that is equal to mu p upon mu n V input minus VDD minus V threshold voltage upon V input minus V threshold voltage of N transistor whole square. So that is the values of pull upon pull down ratio for the CMOS inverter. Next, in the same case, when we talk about the latch up problems, so basically when we talk about the latch up, so latch up we have talk about that in the case of basically the condition then occur in the CMOS circuits, and it is in a parasitic circuit effect basically. So this is the condition in which a large sustained current exists between the VDD and the ground supply, which can cause basically the inappropriate operation and heat dissipation and possible destruction of the circuit. Because the in this process of latch up, basically the drain supply and the ground supply is basically short circuited and damage the device in a shorted way. So basically this is occur because in the structure way two transistors are parasitically generated in the structure basically in a manner that the collector of one transistor one is basically the vertically NPN transistor, and that is basically the down transistor, PNP transistor. So these two transistors are connected in back to back. In this way, first transistor of collector is connected to base of the second transistor, and the collector of the first transistor, NPN transistor, connected to base of the PNP transistor. So these are connected in a particular way. So it is basically on condition, and shorted the supply rail to ground rail, and basically it is the device due to the maximum current flow according to it, and basically it is damage the device according to this formula, condition of latch up basically. So this is the structure by which I will explain the latch up formula of the condition, which I will told here that the two transistors Q1 and Q2 are present there in particular PNP transistor and lateral NPN transistor in this way. So basically both transistor BJT conditions create a low resistance path between the VDD and ground, and the gain and the product of gain basically beta 1 and beta 2, that is greatly equal to 1 condition due to the positive feedback condition of back to back condition of this two PNP and NPN transistors. So basically the parasitic components Q1, Q2, R well, R sub shows in the particular CMOS diagram, circuit diagram, structure diagram of the vertical bipolar Q1 PNP associated with the PMOS M1 and L well, and substrate and lateral transistor Q2 is associated with NMOS M2 and substrate and N well. So collector of the each bipolar transistor is connected to the base of the other transistor in a positive feedback structure in a particular showing way. So in this case basically we talk about the structure in the second diagram. Rn represents the parasitic resistance in the N-well structure, and substrate resistance Rb strongly depends on the substrate structure, where the value of the Rn ranging from 1 kilo ohm to 20 kilo ohms, and the R substrate ranging from the several hundred to few ohms basically. So the latch up circuit model I will show here in this circuit diagram model is present there. There are the two transistors and the two resistors which basically form a path between the VDD and ground. So in sufficient current flow through the R substrate and the voltage drop across the R substrate when voltage drop is more than 0.7 volt. So when the I into R substrate is greater than 0.7 volt, the transistor Q2 is on. So this will draw the current through Rn, and if the voltage drop is sufficient, Q1 will also is turned on. So in this region, base current of each transistor is increased, and this current is amplified, resulting in large current collector current and large base current for the other transistor. So this is the regenerative process and also known as the positive feedback configuration. So according to that, when the both transistors are on and the back to back conditions, according to the collector of first transistor Q2 is connected to the base of the transistor Q1, and the collector of transistor Q1 PNP transistor is connected to a base of the NPN transistor. So in the positive feedback neighbor, when the current gain of the both transistor is nearly equal greater than 1, and according to formula of the gate current, when we have talk about the relationship between that, we have get the Ig current equation equal to I is equal to ICO1 plus ICO2 divided by 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2. So in this condition basically we have get the relationship of the two transistors. IC is equal to alpha times of IE plus ICBO1, that is the first equation of the PNP transistor, and IC we have get the second relation ICO2, that is equal to basically we have get from the relation of IC is equal to alpha times of alpha 2 times of IC2 plus ICBO of second transistors. When we equate of both the transistors equations, so according to that when we calculate the formula, according to we have get the drain current I is equal to basically ICO B1 plus ICBO2 divided by 1 minus alpha 1 plus alpha 2. So when the both transistor current gain is equal to nearly equal to 1 of both the transistor in a conductive manner, so in this region alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is nearly equal to 1. So when we put the value of alpha 1 plus alpha is equal to 1, then 1 upon 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, so 1 upon 0 is equal to infinite. So in this case basically infinite current flow due to the shortage part between the VDD and ground. So infinite current is flow here, so in this case it is shorted and the device is damaged due to the high value of this current. That is called the latch up condition. So a latch up prevention is challenge for the both the process engineer and the circuit designer. So the latch up condition can be avoided by the intentionally reducing the current gain of the bipolar and the reducing the well and substrate resistance of the proper choice of the doping levels and doping profiles as well as layout design rules, so that the produce low voltage dope. So, by this way we have reduced the latch up condition for this prevention of the latch up. Thank you.